If you're new here, this is one of our Monday mini episodes. Short, data-focused recaps of the most recent public Texas Longhorn consignment sale. Our regular, full-length episodes dive into ranch stories, breeding insights, and interviews, so be sure to explore those as well.
If you're wanting to learn more about pricing and trends in the Texas Longhorn market, you'll want to tune in to today's episode. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Molly, and we're the owners of Hired Hand Software and Hired Hand Live.
Each Monday, we break down the numbers from the past weekend sale, online and in-person averages, high sellers, bidding trends, and what the data tells us about the current Longhorn market.
Let's take a quick look at what happened this weekend. In today's Monday Mini, we're recapping the 2026 B&C sale in New Cambria, Missouri, as well as the Cherry Blossom sale in Culpeper, Virginia. Both sales happened on this past Saturday, April 18th. We're going to break down the most viewed animals, top sellers both online and in person, and the overall activity on Hired Hand Live.
And before we dive in, a quick note from the Pasture with Hired Hand now has new dedicated social accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, separate from our Hired Hand Live and Hired Hand website pages. So be sure to follow along there so you don't miss anything we're sharing.
One of our favorite parts of these Monday mini podcasts is recapping what we hear back from you, the buyers, sellers, and Longhorn fans who make these weekends special. Whether you were at the sale or following along on Hired Hand Live, your messages always mean a lot. If you'd like to have your feedback shared on a future recap, you can join our text list by texting website to 888-700-8131 and replying to our post-sale prompts. Now let's share a few of the favorite texts we received from the B&C sale.
The first message we received from the B&C sale says, "Always a good time. Sean and Allison are great hosts."
Another message we received said, "Amazing set of cattle. The way the Sayers run the fraternity and treat the sponsors is just incredible. Some great prices on animals with one of the lowest consignment fees in the country. Also, couldn't have got it done without Hired Hand Live. Thanks, Jose from Brazil, for signing up to buy the top seller at $13,000.
And the last message we receive about the B&C sale says, "Thank you, 3P Ranch, for your purchases of DSF Hide Maiden with Heifer Calf."
Now that we've shared some of the highlights from the B&C sale, let's turn to the numbers. This sale delivered strong engagement both online and in the ring, and the data will tell the story. From sale averages to total views to activity, let's go over it all now.
There were 113 lots sold in this sale. The unofficial total was $309,200, while the unofficial average was $2,716. The internet-only average was $2,791.
With this being the fifth sale of the year to be included in our Hired Hand Live Trends and Averages series, we wanted to share that the year-to-date average now sits at $8,769, and the internet-only average is at $6,170.
There were just over 23,000 total views of consignments online, with 85 registered internet bidders.
Most viewed lot after the B&C sale was B&C sale lot 79, 7D Oreos Girl, consigned by Tall Oaks Longhorns, and she had just over 540 views. She was also the first most viewed prior to the sale with just around 425 views.
Now that we've covered the overall stats, let's spotlight the top 5 in-person sales from the B&C sale. These consignments drew serious attention and left New Cambria with excited new owners.
The fifth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was number 51, TCC Dimpled Darling, consigned by Tallgrass Cattle Company, selling for $4,500 to Michelle Gorel.
The fourth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot 66, J.R. Gretel, consigned by High Desert Ranch and Outfitting, LLC, sold for $4,750 to Cedric Want.
We had a 3-way tie for the third highest selling in-person lot, so I'll go over those now. All of these lots sold for $5,000. Lot number 71, Jules Cowgirl, was consigned by Peterson Longhorns and sold to Michelle Gorel. Lot 44, G3 Silver Wings, was consigned by Circle A Longhorns and sold to the name that we had on file as Craig. And also tied was lot 79, 7D Oreos Girl, consigned by Tall Oaks Longhorns, selling to Sean Sayre.
The second highest selling lot to an in-person buyer at the B&C sale was lot 76, FH Midnight, consigned by Flint Hills Longhorns, selling for $6,000 to Garrett Epp.
The number one highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot number 53, Double Your Luck, consigned by Tallgrass Cattle Company, selling for $8,000 to Michelle Gorell.
After the in-person highlights, let's shift to online bidding. We'd like to thank the host of the B&C sale for trusting Hired Hand Live to connect buyers from across the country. Here are the top 5 animals sold through internet bidding.
The fifth highest selling lot on Hired Hand Live was number 60, CV Macy May, consigned by Landy's Farms, selling for $4,000 to Jose Cardoza.
The fourth highest selling lot online was lot 50, TCC Pretty Girl, consigned by Flat Longhorns, selling for $4,100 to Tyler Adam.
The third highest selling online lot was number 115, WSR Ogallala, consigned by SA Longhorns, selling for $5,500 to Bill Smith.
The second highest selling lot online was lot 65, HD John Wayne, consigned by High Desert Ranch and Outfitters, selling for $7,000 to Carson Marchequa.
And topping out the list of online high sellers was number 52, Helm Secret Love 923, consigned by Tallgrass Cattle Company, selling for $13,000 to Jose Cardoza.
Thank you to all of the internet bidders and buyers. With the top online sales covered, let's take a look at the impact of internet bidding. Hired Hand Live connected buyers and sellers from everywhere, and the numbers from the B&C sale show just how strong the reach was.
35 lots sold online to 18 different online buyers. With this sale taking place in New Cambria, Missouri, our furthest internet bidder and buyer was Jose Cardoza, located in Brazil, roughly 5,000 miles away from where the sale was held.
Now we're going to shift gears and talk about this year's cherry blossom sale. Now we'll read over the message that we received about the sale.
The text we received said this: "Of course, the hospitality was great as usual. They take really great care of us. We always seem to make friends and laugh in the stands while watching the futurity and sale, and this year was no exception. Congratulations to Marcus Moust, Travis and Becky Sanderson, and Ellen Greer for winning our cows. Somehow the right cows always seem to match up with the right families at this sale. Finally, a big thank you to Savannah Smith of Leonard New River Ranch for allowing us to purchase MF gunpowder. We are very excited to see what she does for us."
Now that we've shared that highlight, let's turn to the numbers. The cherry blossom sale delivered strong engagement both in the ring and online. The data tells the story, from the sale averages to total views and activity on hiredhandlive.com.
There were 39 lots sold in this sale. The unofficial total was $201,150, while the unofficial average was $5,157. The internet-only average was $5,710.
As the sixth sale of 2026 on our Hired Hand Live Trends and Averages series, the year-to-date average now sits at 8,365, and the internet-only average is 6,140.
There were right around 13,500 total views of consignments with 52 registered internet bidders.
The most viewed lot after the sale was lot 7, Don't Stop Till the Night Silhouette, consigned by DR Henry Ranch, with just over 800 hits.
Now that we've covered those stats, let's spotlight the top 5 in-person buyers from the cherry blossom sale. These consignments drew serious attention and left Culpeper, Virginia with excited new owners.
The fifth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot 37, which was an embryo consigned by Sunhaven Farms, selling for $10,500 to Troy Marchequa.
The fourth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was number 7, Don't Stop the Night Silhouette, consigned by DCC Legacy Longhorns, selling for $10,750 to David and Retta Henry.
The third highest selling lot to an in-person buyer at the cherry blossom sale was lot 16, KCCI Jitterbug, consigned by Chaos Cattle Company, selling for $12,000 to Troy Marchequa.
The second highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was number 21, Real Deal Lucky, consigned by Rocky Meadow Longhorns, selling for $19,000 to Dave Russell.
And the number one highest selling lot to an in-person buyer at the cherry blossom sale was lot 40, DR Drag Queen, consigned by DR Henry Ranch, selling for $19,500 to Greg Gilly.
After the in-person highlights, let's shift to online bidding. We'd like to thank the hosts of the Cherry Blossom Sale for trusting Hired Hand Live to connect buyers and bidders from across the country. Here are the top 5 animals sold through internet bidding.
The 5th highest selling lot to an online buyer was Lot 31, Neltam Hires Angel, consigned by Neltam Longhorns, selling for $1,800 to Dawn Ryder Carter.
The 4th highest selling lot over Hired Hand Live was number 5, Hello Kitty CDC, consigned by Twin Cedars Cattle Company, selling for $4,000 to Isaac Esch.
The 3rd highest selling lot to an online buyer was Lot 24, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, consigned by Viking Farms and Cattle Company, selling for $5,250 to Mikhail Moore.
The 2nd highest selling lot on Hired Hand Live was lot number 1, Just a Handful, consigned by Rocky Meadow Longhorns, selling for $8,500 to RTG Ranch.
And the number 1 highest selling lot to an online buyer at the Cherry Blossom Sale was Lot 25, DW Moon Rocker, consigned by Dreamwood Farms, selling for $9,000 to Matt Reitnauer.
Thank you again to all of the internet bidders and buyers. With the top online sales covered, let's look at the impact of internet bidding. Hired Hand Live connected buyers and sellers from wherever they were, and the numbers show just how strong the reach was for the Cherry Blossom Sale.
There was almost $180,000 value added through internet bidding, 102 online bids, 5 lots sold online to 5 different online buyers. With this sale taking place in Culpeper, Virginia, our furthest internet bidder was in Texas, roughly 1,200 miles away from where the sale was held.
If you're following the National Longhorn for Charity rankings this year, we do have an update from this event. Be sure to visit the NLFR website for details and upcoming events.
Class 1 for the heifers, the winner was D.W. Noble Sky, entered by Dreamwood Farms, and she ended with 228.25 points.
The Class 2 heifer winner was Sunhaven Maiden, entered by Jay and Susie Wachter, ending with 226.75 points.
The Class 3 winner, Bandita, entered by Rippling Wood Farms, ended with 226 points.
DR Drag Queen was the Class 4 winner. She was entered by DR Henry Ranch, and she ended the day with 229.75 points.
DW Something Blue was the Class 5 winner, and she was entered by Dreamwood Farms, ending with 228.5 points.
The Class 6 winner was HBR Francie P., entered by the Cheney McLeod Partnership, and she received 227.75 points.
The Class 7 winner, WHR Country Sprinkles, was entered by Cody Bodley, ending with 226.75 points.
Class 8 winner was DB Motions Daphne, entered by Ricky McLeod, and she had 226.75 points.
The Class 9 winner, Horseshoe J. Isabel, was entered by Jimmy Jones, and she entered with 228 points.
Rounding out the heifers was the Class 10 winner, Double Wide Diva, entered by Kyle and Leah James, and she received 226 points.
At the Cherry Blossom Sale, they also give out a check for the High Point female, and this year's winner was DR Drag Queen, entered by the DR Henry Ranch, who ended with 229.75 points.
Looking ahead, our next stop with Hired Hand Live is going to be the Glendenning Fiesta Sale. We'll be releasing a special pre-sale podcast on Tuesday, April 28th, featuring the sale hosts and everything you need to know before sale day.
That wraps up our B&C Sale and Cherry Blossom Sale recaps. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss upcoming sales, stats, and stories on From the Pasture with Hired Hand. Until next time, whether you're hauling down the highway or bidding online, travel safe, enjoy the memories made each sale weekend, and we'll see you at the next one.